Well, you're watching M4S Sports, and today we have a veteran broadcaster here, Jenkins Alumona. I want to say thank you very much for joining us to take out the subject of one of the most polarizing tournaments we've seen in recent times, the FIFA Club World Cup. Some call it a breath of fresh air, while some say oversaturation of football is evident in this particular tournament. For you, where do you pitch your tent?
I pitch my tent on the side of reason. I'm clearly, I can see clearly that this is one step in the wrong direction. I think that everything good must be conserved.
Okay.
When you keep going and you keep going, something will give. Either the man walking will give or the bridge he's walking on will give. The footballers are human beings. They've just, many of them come out of 7-8 months of every week, sometimes twice a week, for the big clubs 3 times a week football. You're playing your league, you're playing your cup games, you're playing in the continent. And then 2 weeks after, you go play in a Club World Cup for a month. Before, the Club World Cup used to be a softer tournament. It was, and you know, for egos, you know, you say you're the Club World Champion. I mean, the greatest football club in the world, Liverpool FC, has played in it, I think, 2 seasons ago, and won it. And it wasn't such a big dent on their physical requirements, because, you know, the big teams join at the semi-final stages, I believe. The smaller teams with smaller leagues are played all through the season. You join them and, you know, it's all fun. But when you have all those that number of teams come spend 1 month in a country playing almost every day, like it's the World Cup itself, what are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to reduce the quantum quality of the real World Cup itself, or are you just trying to raise money? And if you're trying to raise money, money itself can be a point of destruction eventually.
But if you look at it from that particular angle, because the modern game is fueled by money, quite a lot of money. Transfers are off the roof, wages are neck-breaking, and you look at what it takes to put up a game. These days, it costs more than some club budgets cost more than a small country. And you look at that and you put that side by side. And also, when people say that the clubs have refused to utilize their full numerical strength, because you're almost permitted for any particular competition to register about 24 players. But you decide to use just a small nucleus of about 13, 14 for a particular season, freezing out some others. So if there is no proper rotation, and some of these marquee players are getting
and the same marquee players are the ones you then want not to rest and go again to play for a month of football. You see, I have my own, will I call it, proverb around here.
Yeah.
And I say that anybody who eats simply because the food is available will kill himself with it. And that is what is happening with the FIFA Club World Cup. You can't just keep, at a point people will get bored. They will get tired of it. I mean, I've watched only maybe 2 games, not in full, just, you know, highlights, because I find it a little bit irritating that, you know, instead of taking a break and waiting for the clubs to come back, maybe watching a game or 2 or 3, like in the old Club World Cup, you've brought all the teams, some clubs from the end of the world with amateur players, and people are being decimated 7-1, 8-0, you know, I don't even remember the scores. What I'm saying essentially is that while it is always good to experiment, try something, the smart thing is to take a look at this at the end of the day and say, no, it's not good for us. And if you look, some of the top football people across the world have also come to say, including the footballers themselves, including the representatives, what do you call them, FIFA Pro, what do you call them? They come to, this is not a good idea. It's not a good idea. And I think that money is important in everything we do. Money is important, but money can also be destructive. And this is one case where money will be destructive.
I want to say thank you very much for your time today. And this is an ever-evolving discussion because FIFA, UEFA, and other confederations and those that administer sports will keep finding ways to bring up new competition. So I don't think we've had the last of this.
Yes.
I don't think we've had the last of this.
But ultimately, you know, if you don't stop, you will be stopped. That's the thing about nature. If you don't stop, you'll be stopped.
I want to say thank you very much for your time today. A pleasure.
Thank you very much.
All right. That's all from M4S Sports today. And we'll still keep an eye on the FIFA Club World Cup. And we'll be watching out to see who actually takes the Holy Grail ultimately at the end of the competition.